Well, every Sunday, Pat Sullivan from Sullivan Hardware and Garden provides great advice for do-it-yourself home improvements. Today, he's talking about cleaning your deck.
All right, so it hasn't exactly been easy to get out and seal the deck. Normally I do this segment, say June, but it has been so wet. It's so important to get some dry weather when you're sealing the deck. I don't know if we're there yet or not, but you know what? Let's talk about it anyways, because eventually you're going to be able to seal the deck. You know, the pressure-treated lumber gets just full of mold, mildew. It turns gray from the sun, and you don't have to live with that. You can clean it up. It's pretty simple. This is Thompson's deck sealer. This is a bleach-based cleaner. Now, there's a little bit of controversy with the bleach, what it does to the wood, but it's like, come on, do we have time for that? No. So I would use the bleach. It doesn't bother me. I don't see any bad results from it. It's pretty easy to use. Just give it a nice washer down here, and then you just let it sit. You don't want to let it sit for more than 30 minutes. You can come back and redo it. You have a nice scrub brush here. This is a deck scrub brush. Everyone should have one. And you'll see it just take right off all that gunk that's on there. Now, you can also do fences and whatnot. If you look behind me here, you'll see this. This is a panel that I did earlier. See how gray that is? That's just one quick spray, and boom, look at that. It brings all the color back to the wood. It's ready to be sealed. So once you give this thing a good scrub, like this, like say you're gonna look at that. Disgusting. That's what you've been living with. Get a hose. Rinse it off. Now, here's the key though. Everybody wants to make this a weekend project. It's not a weekend project, because now, nice and clean, that's got to dry, and it's got to dry for a few days, because the sealers you use, they're penetrating sealers. So you want it to do three things. You want it to waterproof, you want it to protect from the sun, and it has to have a mildewcide or a fungicide in it. That's a good sealer. What you want to avoid is, now this is Thompson's just plain water seal. This is only one thing. So like Thompson's makes the right product, make sure you get something specifically designed for wood. So in this case, I'm using Super Deck. This is natural. The deeper the color, the natural is what everyone likes. Now, pressure-treated lumber is green. Not naturally green, but for some reason people like to keep it green. I don't know why. But if you would pick a cedar or a brown or a gray, they're going to last longer. The natural lasts usually 1 to 3 years, depending on how much stain or how much sun it gets. So very simple. Now I would probably put this in a pump-up sprayer too. For this little demonstration, I'm just going to flood it on here. But remember, this is oil. This is tung oil, linseed oil, and paraffin oil. So what I'm doing is I'm really going to flood it on here, because I want it to soak in. So the bad thing about using a roller is, with a roller you tend to overspread things and you don't get enough product, so you're lubricating the wood here. So really slopping on. That's why I like using a sprayer, because you can be lazy with it and just kind of spray it. So you let it soak in, leave it for about 5 minutes. Then you use a roller, and what that is called is back rolling. So I'm going to come back through and I'm going to pick up all the excess product, right like that. Now, it's very important with most of these products you can't put a second coat on. The better products, you put one coat on, one heavy coat, you let it soak, you back roll it in, and again, leave it alone. If you put a second coat on, it doesn't penetrate, then you end up with these gooey, shiny spots all over the deck. Your neighbors talk about you, you become the neighborhood fool.
Thanks so much, Pat. Well, there's